Okay, so now I'm going to try something totally different. This was a trick that was taught to me by a plantsman who'd used this tip a few times and realised that it worked. So basically we're going to take a pot like this, which is a very large Verbascum. This is a new Verbascum. It's a new hybrid that I found 2 years ago between a species called pulverulentum and another species called nigrum. And there are other big hybrids like this, but this one has purple bees. So the middle of the flower is purple, so it looks quite different from the other ones. And if you look, you can see the petioles in the middle there are purple, so there's some purple going on in the plant. So again, the standard technique would be to take the plant out of the pot and to take the root cuttings off and individually put them into pots or put them into trays. But what I'm going to do now is going to look a little bit brutal, and I'm not sure I can do it. I'm going to take a bread knife, a serious bread knife like this, and essentially I'm going to probably remove some of the older leaves around here so I can get to where I'm going. Now luckily for me I have 2 of this plant, so if this doesn't work I've got 1 more to fall back on. And I'm basically going to cut it round like this in the pot, like this. And it looks horrible and it looks brutal, and it is. So essentially I'm cutting through all the roots and I'm going to take the plant out of the middle like that. And then left in the pot are all the ends of the roots. But the roots that have been left in the pot have not been disturbed. They've still got all their full set of fibrous roots and other roots going on around them. And because they've had minimal disturbance, they should produce new shoots a lot faster than if I'd taken them out, than if I put them into little pots or if I put them into seed trays like this. So I'm going to fill this up with compost like this, and then that will just sit and wait, and we hope that it starts to sprout. And then my other plant here that's left, the piece that's left in the middle, hopefully it's got enough fibre, enough small roots on it to keep going, and I'll pot this up into a smaller pot and grow it on, and then hopefully within a month or 2 it'll be back into a big pot like this. And then I will have achieved, the plant didn't die, and I'll have a whole load of sprouts coming up in this pot here. Okay, so we go back to Verbascums. This is my new Verbascum hybrid between Verbascum pulverulentum and Verbascum nigrum. And this is the centre that I cut out of the bigger pot. I've now managed to put this centre back into a 5-litre pot like this, and it's growing away absolutely fine. And I was quite happy with that, so I took my second plant, which is here, and I did exactly the same thing. I cut the centre out of the plant, put it into a smaller pot, as you can see here, and then that will get moved up, and that has worked fine. So here we have the second pot that I cut the centre out of, and you can see that nothing is sprouting yet. But the first pot that I did in the first video, you can see here was an absolute mass of young plants coming up. Now when you go to root cutting, the first thing a root cutting does is not to make another root. The first thing a root cutting does is make a shoot. And once it's made a shoot, the shoot starts producing hormones which allow the plant then to produce more roots. So the essential part is a shoot, and this is why root cuttings mustn't be buried too deeply. And so here you can see a whole mass of shoots coming. They will develop roots and eventually they will become separate individual plants, but that will take a little while. And just over here I've got the other parent of the cross. So it's a hybrid between Verbascum pulverulentum, and this is Verbascum pulverulentum, and nigrum. And you can see here the hairiness is really quite different. It's very, very soft and woolly. And this is the plant that you see naturalised on the sides of the road all through the Breckland area, and particularly on the A47 near Norwich.